All of a sudden, it's gone.
Merrill and Laverne Chandler are in their 70s. This is where they've lived for the last 13 years.
Well, our plan was to retire 5, 6, 7 years ago.
They found a home newly built on the outskirts of the town where they met, Salt Lake City, Utah. Within 3 years, though,
things changed.
We couldn't make the payments anymore.
Their story has a happy ending, though. They fought the bank, and they won.
It really is an awesome win.
Merrill Chandler Jr., their own son, helped them do it. Because of what they went through, he started a group called NAFTA, the National Association of Foreclosure Defense Advocates. He says when home prices peaked in 2006, it was the same time adjustable rate mortgages of the early 2000s came due.
What's happening in Southern California is that people who could afford a legitimate payment for the home that they bought are being reset to higher payments, and they can't afford those payments anymore.
NAFTA helped Merrill and Laverne realize their mortgage was securitized. What that means is their bank sold the deed to a larger investment bank, which sold it to a trustee firm, which sold it somewhere else, and so on and so on. Finding that loophole in the loan, proving no one could claim true ownership of the deed, saved them.
We were shocked to hear that we were in foreclosure.
This Northridge couple fell into default last November. They don't want to show their identities for fear their children will find out what's happening.
I cannot believe that we are going through this.
They should be out of their house by now, but because they have a lawsuit pending with their bank, they can stay. The memory they'll fight to forget was when their default notice appeared on the front door.
And they border it in bright blue tape so that the kids can't miss it. The neighbors can't miss it. And what they try to do is humiliate you.
And it can be intimidating. This family saying they remember seeing people taking photos of the house with the kids playing in the front yard. And it can be scary. Thousands of our neighbors are going through this. Loan modification forums have brought out tens of thousands over the last 2 years. For most, though, loan mods won't work. But what banks don't want you to know is this.
We can fight this.
Merrill and Laverne took their son's advice.
We were very fortunate because the judge saw that the securitization process occurred, and he wasn't aware of actually who the owner of the debt was.
In a summary judgment, the house became what's called a permanent possession for the Chandlers.
Basically, it tells us that we can possess the property, but we don't own it.
But if they try and sell it, they have to pay off the lien that's on it.
No mortgage payments. They still have to pay property taxes, but because their mortgage was what millions of other mortgages signed between 2001 and 2007 were, the bank couldn't prove they owned the deed. It's a fact this Northridge couple is banking on now.
All we tried to do during this whole process was just make us current. This is your security. This is your kid's security. You can't walk away from this.